Lots to talk about. Let's get into it. First of all, just enjoy that. This is your moment of zen. Just because now let's get to the fun and games. That from our St. Joseph Health WeatherBug camera looking out at the sunset. Seasonably cold and snow chances this weekend. Okay, that's typical for early February. Your big picture. Not what's happening at your house, but this is the big national weather picture. There is a tremendous amount of Arctic air, and not just kind of run-of-the-mill Arctic air. I mean, we're talking stuff that you tell your grandkids about. May or may not get here because in the 8-day, we're dancing with the devil. Why do we use that terminology? Because if you've paid attention long enough, we talk about a couple of different longer range forecast models. The European model, which is what we normally use, and the American model, which usually isn't worth the paper it's printed on. But they've made some changes to it. The American model has been remarkably consistent over the last several days on advertising the cold that's going to try and get down our way, whereas the European model has been bouncing all over the place. So you go with the consistency, which is what you're going to see coming up in the 8-day. So with all that said, we're talking about temperatures tomorrow that'll be around 40. Not a bad February day. The clouds will be thickening up during the afternoon at 42 in Harrodsburg, 41 out of Lawrenceburg around the Bluegrass, 41 in Moorhead and West Liberty in eastern Kentucky. In the southeast, it's a little warmer as the rain comes in during the day. 44 in Boonville. 44 comes out of Hindman, 42 out of Salyersville, and finally in the lakes, mid-40s as you look to 46 in Monticello, 44 in Liberty, and in Emily's hometown, 43 there in Mount Vernon. All righty. First off, we've got a weak wave coming through tonight. It's not going to do much, but it may kick off some snow showers and flurries, predominantly north of I-64. Don't worry about that too much. As we work our way then through tomorrow, two areas of low pressure. First one is going to bring some water up our way. That'll likely be rain tomorrow afternoon across southern Kentucky. As it slides off to the east, it's going to begin to intermingle with a second area of low pressure. That's going to bring in some warm air aloft. So at 10 o'clock, we are mixing snow and rain together with enough warm air that we do get that mix. By the time we get you into Saturday night and early Sunday morning, enough cold air should begin to overwhelm that most everything that's falling will be in the form of snow. Doesn't look particularly heavy at this point, but enough that we'll likely see some accumulation as you get your Sunday started. As we talk about that, snowfall amounts, again, not overly huge, an inch or two across southeastern Kentucky in the Bluegrass, a trace to around an inch look to be pretty good numbers. So at the moment, we're in the upper 30s to around 40. Right now in Lexington South Side, we sit at 38. Bluegrass Airport, it's also at 38 after a high today that made 40. We've talked about the Arctic air coming down in waves, and it will continue to do that through the weekend. What it does in the big picture, we get a glancing shot with that trough digging in on Sunday. So that's why Sunday is a colder day, about 10 degrees below average. By the time we get you then to Monday, we're seeing that trough lift out. So we get a couple of days of moderation. By the time we get you to the end of the week, now the polar vortex is on the move, and at this point may dive as far south as Lake Huron. And if that happens, well, you see the result in our 8-day. So for tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, flurries in the north. We're in the mid-20s. Tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy, rain possible late, snow tomorrow night. 40 for the high tomorrow. Your 8-day, light snow in the southeast ends on Sunday morning. We're in the low 30s, upper 30s on Monday. There's an ice and snow threat middle of the week. The Arctic air is poised to move in here for the end of the week.